Alright, what's up everybody, Matchstckgmr here, and today I'm going to be discussing which one looks better and makes more sense as a Super Saiyan form. Super Saiyan Blue, also known as Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, which also includes Super Saiyan God the Red Hair form, versus Super Saiyan 4. These two are constantly debated on as they are the, more or less the final evolution for, the Saiyans, Goku and Vegeta anyways. So, that said, I am going to have some assistance, and as I said, it'll be a two-parter. The first part's going to be, discussing what I said, and then the second part's going to be discussing which one is stronger, like, ultimately, which one could kick which one's butt. And this is debatable, but we'll get into how we're going to run this in a minute. I have some assistance today, though, and feel free to go check out his channel, but he'll be in the second half of this. And that, of course, is HammerDBZ, so his channel will be linked down in the description, but you'll hear his audio a bit later. Anyways, here are my personal thoughts on what I think of both forms. Now, frankly, to me, Super Saiyan Blue and just the God evolution makes far more sense than Super Saiyan 4. And ultimately, I think it looks better. I was never a fan of the Super Saiyan 4 form, just because it felt like it didn't make much sense when I seen it. Don't get me wrong, it's epic at the time, and at the end of the day, I didn't like GT, and I imagine there'll be a lot of people saying out there, well, of course you don't like Super Saiyan 4, you don't like GT, so that makes sense. But I mean, there are actually people I know on YouTube that like Super Saiyan 4, but hate everything else about GT. And so if they can sit there and love Super Saiyan 4, but hate everything else, then I can dislike Super Saiyan 4 and still hate everything else about GT. But going further, so as I said, Super Saiyan 4 just doesn't make much sense to me as a Super Saiyan transformation. You had to have your tail regrown, unless you're like Vegeta and skip stuff. You had to become a Golden Ozaru, which is a giant great ape in Super Saiyan, if you want to look at it like that. Then somehow manage to regain control over yourself, focus that energy down, and revert down to a humanoid form, and then you look like yourself in base form with slightly longer hair, you grow a bunch of fur, you look like you went through extreme puberty or something, minus the acne and the hormones. You suddenly have eyeliner, golden eyes, the aura is slightly different, you got your base hair, it's not natural. It's not the Super Saiyan blonde that we were so used to, nor the teal green eyes, or blue, depending on who you talk to, that we were so used to. It was just so crazy to see that, and it didn't make sense to me for a Super Saiyan form. So, I frankly didn't like it. Now let's get over into Super Saiyan God. Now, a lot of people's gripe with Super Saiyan God is ultimately how you become it. You need to have 5 Saiyans shine their light into one. We'll just say their goodness into one Saiyan, and then he or she, because we don't know if a female can't become one or not, so just for the sake of the matter, he or she then becomes a Super Saiyan God, the red hair form. Now, frankly, I think the transformation that they showed in Super versus the one in Battle of Gods was a lot better. I'm not sure if you've seen that, but it felt like, a god was coming, like clouds started flowing down. Yellow clouds come flowing down. The sky starts changing night and day, night and day, night and day, night and day. I mean, this thing was affecting the world in ways that no Super Saiyan form before it has ever done before. And when Goku finally becomes it, yes, he's still in base form, but you can tell he's different. People can't detect his energy. He's now using a new type of energy, Godly Ki. His hair is looks like his normal hair, but it is now red. And some people think, oh, that's just Kaioken recoloring, but Kaioken ain't really a transformation, to be clear. So that seems to be a huge misunderstanding in the DBZ community. It could be because of the video games, but Kaioken is specifically a short burst energy boost. You say whatever multiplier you want to use, you use it real quick, then you go back down to whatever your normal amount of energy is prior to using it, assuming you didn't use all up in that attack. It can also be extremely dangerous, multiplying your power like that, but that's changed nowadays, I'm assuming. Anyway, so And plus, you notice whenever a character uses Kaioken, their muscles get slightly bigger. And obviously Super Saiyan God did the opposite. Your eyes are also different while in Super Saiyan God versus Kaioken. So, we're seeing a significant difference here in power, speed, and strength with this form. And we did with Super Saiyan 4 before anybody sits there and says, well, what the heck are you talking about? Super Saiyan 4 had a significant difference in strength and power and speed. And yes, it did. It did have significant changes. I'm not going to sit here and debate that. That is true. Super Saiyan 4 did have a significant change in speed and power. But, anyways, then we get introduced to Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Blue in Resurrection F. And, of course, it's been changed to Super Saiyan Blue in the Super manga, which, frankly, again, I do not like the name, so I prefer the original Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan name better, but that's just me as a person. HammerDBZ may disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine. Going forward, we get introduced to that, and I really liked it. You know, sure, yes, it's just more or less a recoloring of Super Saiyan, but you're not noticing subtle details. First off, the aura is different. It's blue and yellow with very, very sparkly looking stuff coming off of it. I can only describe like just bits of energy flowing off, and then electricity, of course. The hair's blue. The eyes are like the Super Saiyan God form that we were familiar with, except now they're blue instead of red. They got the weird pupil effect where you see the black pupil, and then like around the edge of the black pupil there is the color of the form, in this case blue. And it's just amazing, and it's beyond the original Super Saiyan God form. It's surpassed it. This is very clear because, from what we can gather, their base form, Goku's base form, and Vegeta's, for the sake of the argument, are on par with that of the red Super Saiyan God, and Super Saiyan Blue is beyond that. It's essentially taking it and multiplying it while using the God energy. So, it made so much more sense to me versus, you know, Super Saiyan 4, because Super Saiyan 4 came off as more of a branch of the Ozaru transformation. That's all I got from it. It didn't feel like a Super Saiyan 4 form. Like, before we had Super Saiyan God, it was, to me, it was like Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, and then 4 was like just a branch of the Ozaru form, and it would have made more sense for Goku to achieve that before he got Super Saiyan. Because I could see them being like, oh, okay, so this is like a branch off that, a more controlled version, a smaller version of the Ozaru form that's a little bit stronger. And then they go Super Saiyan. But that's just me. And frankly, just Super Saiyan 4 wasn't as awesome anyways, in my opinion. But that's my point of view, and I can't wait to hear what HammerDBZ has to say. So with that said, HammerDBZ, give me your thoughts on which one you like more, which one made more sense, and why, buddy. So, passing on you.
Yeah, what's up, guys? So, when it comes down to the appearance of the two forms, I really like both of the forms, actually. I really like the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Blue, which, by the way, I don't like either of those names, but I actually think Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan's a better name. They're both bad in my opinion, but that's a whole nother video or whatever. But anyway, just for simplicity's sake, I'm just gonna say Super Saiyan Blue because I guess that's the official name now. So anyway, I like the Super Saiyan Blue, and as Matchstick was saying, it's a bit more subtle differences, I guess. It's not like Super Saiyan 4 was obvious, and while Super Saiyan Blue is obvious also, there's more subtle changes. The aura, just how they look, their eyes, like, it's not, I don't really know how to explain it very well, but like it's more subtle and it looks really nice in my opinion. There's nothing I don't like about the Super Saiyan Blue, really. I really like the form, actually. Now, the Super Saiyan 4 form, while I do like it, there's some stuff I don't like about it. Like, the eyeliner, the golden eyes, just mainly the pants, I just really don't like that stuff. And I feel like the Super Saiyan Blue, or Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, it's much more of like a Dragon Ball form. Some people may agree with me, some people might disagree, but GT doesn't really feel like a Dragon Ball. Again, this is a whole nother topic, but it doesn't really feel like a Dragon Ball show, and Super Saiyan 4 doesn't really feel like a Dragon Ball form to me, whereas in Super Saiyan Blue it does feel more like an actual like Dragon Ball transformation. This may not make any sense to like people, but that's my thought on it. But I do think the Super Saiyan 4 looks fine in its own right, and it does really look cool in a lot of aspects when it comes to appearance, but overall the Super Saiyan Blue, I like it a lot better. And just as an extra comment, I guess, one thing that really annoys me, I see on YouTube all the time, is that people saying the Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue design is lazy. This doesn't really make sense at all to me, because you could say that about any form. People say that it's just a talent change, but really you could say the Super Saiyan form is just Goku's hair becoming yellow. You could say Super Saiyan 3 is all it is just longer hair. Like, when you simplify things, you could really make anything sound stupid. So that's just a comment that kind of bothers. It doesn't bother me. It's annoying. It's just kind of ignorant in my opinion. But that's kind of off topic. So for which form makes more sense, or like how I like the logic or story behind the forms, I like both of them a lot. I like the idea of Super Saiyan 4 becoming the Golden Uzaru and getting more of a conscious control over your form, and because it's been a really long time since I've seen GT, because I don't exactly want to go and watch it again. I don't hate GT as much as a lot of fans do, but I still don't really like it. I believe Goku, he was Uzaru form, and he was a Super Saiyan. It was a yellow fur and everything, or golden fur, and he was out of control. And then Pan, I don't know if it was Pan that calmed him down or whatever, but he was able to calm himself, and he was able to regain consciousness in the form, and he transformed from that. That's how he became the Super Saiyan 4, and I think that's pretty cool. I think it's different. Like, it's not just I powered up. Like, it's interesting and new, and that's also how the Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, all that is too. It's not just a power up. It's like there's like a more of a story. I don't want to say more of a reasoning behind it, but more of like a I don't really know how to explain it. It's like a story. It's like a ritual and everything. And at first I didn't really like the whole ritual thing. It just kind of I didn't hate it. It just kind of threw me off, the whole like ritual. But I kind of like it now. It's grown on me over time. I think it's pretty interesting. So those are my thoughts on the forms. Overall, I like both forms. In terms of appearance, I like them both, but I think that GT was better in its own right, and that I think the Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan forms all of those are better Dragon Ball wise, and they look better. And for terms of sense, I kind of see them in the same way, I guess. I don't know. I don't really think one makes. Maybe the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 1 makes more sense than the GT one, but in my opinion, they're both really cool, and I kind of feel of them in the same way. But overall, I like the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan form, and Super Saiyan Blue form better, just overall. So, thanks for having me on the video, and back to you, man.
Thanks, HammerDBZ. Greatly appreciate your thoughts. Alright, everybody, make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe. Check out HammerDBZ's channel, and keep an eye out for the next part to this video, where we will discuss which one can kick the other one's butt in regards to the forms. Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue versus Super Saiyan 4. I'm sure Hammer and I will have a very good series of words to share in regards to that. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. Again, check out his channel. Subscribe to mine if you haven't already. Subscribe to his if you haven't already. And check out my official Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch pages. I'll link down below in the description. Stay tuned to the end, to where I will talk about the Indiegogo project I'm working with. I would greatly appreciate it if y'all would check that out. And there should be a link to it down in the description as well. Thank you, and yeah, peace. Also, feel free to debate down in the comment section below on which one you think looks better and makes more sense as a Super Saiyan transformation. Please don't discuss which one you think could kick the other ones, but save that for the next video. Alright, y'all, thanks. Alright, thank you for staying tuned to the end. This is the Indiegogo project I'm working with, Monstars Plus Anime Gaming and Cosplay Addicts. The goal of this is to raise $7,000 within 26 days that we have left. We already have 600 of that, which is 9% funded, for those of you wondering. And the reason we want $7,000 is to create a plushie of a company's mascot, which is known as Gaijin USA Incorporated, who's in charge of this. Gaijin USA Incorporated, you may not be familiar with them, but perhaps you're more familiar with one of their other products they sell. That being said, the product they sell is known as the Starbots. They sell it at conventions and even have a website. I'll link the website down in the description, but if you're not familiar with what the Starbots is by some chance, basically, to give a real brief summary of what it is a anime and gaming mystery bots type thing. It's just a box full of anime and gaming merchandise. It's actually really neat. I've sold a few of them before, seen some stuff come out of them that I really wanted. The most memorable one to me being guy opened up one and got a bathrobe themed after Goku's gi from Dragon Ball Z. Really wish I would have got that, but oh well. Had no idea what was in the box, especially since I did not pack the boxes. Anyways, so we have some perks to maybe persuade you to donate a little more if you're interested. If you donate $3, you get a button that more or less says you donated, and I'll show you what that looks like down below here. It's this right here. It says I donated. And if you donate $19, you actually get a plushie. If you donate $40, you get 2 of them. Donate $90, you get 3. And if you donate $200, you get 4 of them, plus a Mega Box, which is a mystery box containing a variety of anime and gaming items. Now, just to be clear, 2 out of 1,000 of the buttons have been claimed. 3 out of 400 of one of the Monster plushes have been claimed. 3 out of 200 have been claimed of the 2 bundle that we're doing here. 9, and then 1 out of 100 has been claimed out of the 3 plushie bundle, and 0 out of 35 have been claimed on a mystery box. So, there you go. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with what the Monstars are, here's a little interesting backstory on them. No one really knows where they came from. The crew of a cargo ship discovered them in an unmarked box that mysteriously appeared in their hold. They have been part of the ship's crew ever since. There always seems to be more and more of them popping up. They love anime and video games to the point they try to eat geeky items when it's sighted. They can be found reading manga, playing games, and cosplaying when they are not helping Starlo and her crew procure more rare items to transport for a fee. Now, if you're wondering what the Monstar will actually look like, here's a basic drawn specs of it. And here's a basic plushie prototype type thing, but bear in mind it will be blue like this one up here, not green. The reason we're doing blue is just because it's the cheapest and simplest color to work with, apparently. And we do eventually, assuming this works out, intend on making a line of them that's a cosplay themed. Obviously, this one's red, and it's wearing like an obvious Link cosplay, from Legend of Zelda. And I guess it about covers everything, so I want to thank y'all for watching. Links to this will be down in the description. Make sure to check out HammerDBZ's channel again, and check out my official Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch pages. I'll link down below. Thank you, and yeah, peace. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z/Kai, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super are all owned by Fuji TV, Toei Animation, Funimation, and Akira Toriyama. I do not claim to own any of these. The video and any images that appear were used under fair use.